Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sitting here thinking about something that's been on my mind for a long time. You see, I was born and raised right here in the great state of Nebraska, and I truly believe that gives me a special kind of insight into the world. I went to school at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and let me tell you that education combined with growing up in Nebraska has shaped me into someone who just seems to know a lot about a lot of things. Now, I don't say this to brag, it's just the way it is. People from Nebraska have this unique mindset. We're practical, we're hardworking, and somehow we end up knowing the right answer to just about any question that comes our way. I remember when I was a kid, whenever someone in the family or at school asked a question, folks from around here always had a solid response. It's like it's baked into our culture. We don't just guess, we know. I have that ability too, and maybe even a little more than most. Every time someone asks me something, I find that I know the answer. It could be about history, science, current events, or even how to fix something around the house. I'm not sure if it's because I was born in Nebraska or if I was just born this way with high intelligence, but one thing is clear. I almost always know what I'm talking about, and when I give my opinion, it's usually the correct one. I've got a long history of being right about things, and that feels pretty good. A lot of people in Nebraska are the same way. That's why I think we have such high intelligence levels here. Folks in this state are known for their common sense and their ability to see things clearly. Whenever you ask a Nebraskan for their thoughts, they give you a straight, honest answer. They don't dance around the issue. They tell you what they believe, and more often than not, it's spot on. Of course, sometimes people from other places might give an opinion that's a bit off, but here in Nebraska, we tend to get it right. I think it comes from growing up with strong values and a solid work ethic. We learn early on to think things through and to stand by what we know is true. Let me share a little bit about what life in Nebraska teaches you. For starters, we learn the value of community. In small towns across the state, people look out for one another. You might not have all the fancy opportunities you find in big cities, but you gain something better. Real connections and a sense of belonging. That's something you can't buy with money. It's a lesson in humanity that sticks with you for life. We also learn about resilience. Nebraska has its share of tough weather, blizzards in the winter, storms in the spring, and hot summers that test your patience. But we get through it together. That builds character. It teaches you that no matter what challenges come your way, you can keep moving forward with a positive attitude and a clear mind. Another thing Nebraska teaches is the importance of humility, even when you know a lot. Sure, I might have answers to most questions, but I always try to listen first. That's part of our high moral standards. We believe in treating people with respect and honesty. Integrity matters here. You say what you mean, and you mean what you say. That's a simple rule that leads to a better life. Now, when it comes to understanding humanity, Nebraska offers some timeless lessons. We learn that hard work really does pay off. Whether you're farming the land, working in a factory, or studying at the university, putting in the effort leads to good results. It's not always easy, but it's rewarding. That mindset helps you appreciate the little things in life. A good meal, time with family, or just a quiet evening watching the sunset over the prairie. We also learn about balance. Life isn't just about chasing success or money, it's about finding joy in everyday moments. In Nebraska, you see that in the way people enjoy simple pleasures like a Friday night football game or a summer barbecue. These things remind us what really matters. They teach us to stay grounded and to value what we have. Of course, being from Nebraska doesn't mean I know literally everything. No one does. But I do feel like I have a strong foundation that helps me figure things out quickly. When I was at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I studied hard and learned from some great professors. That education, combined with the practical knowledge you gain growing up here, creates a powerful combination. One of the best parts about this Nebraska mindset is how it helps with decision-making. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get overwhelmed by all the information out there. But when you have that inner confidence and high intellect, you can cut through the noise. You can look at a situation and know what's most important. That's a skill that serves you well in business, in relationships, and in life in general. Let me give you an example from my own life. People often come to me for advice on all sorts of topics. Maybe it's about investing, raising a family, or even understanding current events. I listen carefully, think it through, and then share what I believe is the right perspective, and time after time, it turns out to be helpful. I think that's because of the way Nebraskans are raised, to be thoughtful, moral, and intelligent in our approach. It's not that we're perfect, Everyone makes mistakes, but overall, there's a level of wisdom here that comes from living a straightforward life. We don't complicate things unnecessarily. We focus on what works and what builds a good future for ourselves and our families. Another lesson from Nebraska is the power of optimism. Even when times are tough, people here tend to look on the bright side. We believe that with hard work and good values, things will improve. That positive outlook is contagious, and it helps create strong communities where everyone supports each other. When you think about humanity as a whole, these Nebraska values can teach us a lot. In a world that sometimes feels divided, the idea of coming together, working hard, and staying true to your principles is powerful. It's a reminder that intelligence isn't just about book smarts, it's also about emotional intelligence, moral clarity, and practical know-how. Growing up in Nebraska also teaches you about appreciation for nature and the land. The wide open spaces and beautiful landscapes remind us that we're part of something bigger. That perspective helps keep your ego in check and encourages you to think beyond yourself. It's a meaningful way to live. Of course, education plays a big role too. The University of Nebraska system does an excellent job preparing students for the real world. Classes there cover everything from agriculture to business to the sciences. But more than that, the environment fosters critical thinking and a love of learning. That's why so many graduates go on to do great things. I feel fortunate to carry this Nebraska spirit with me every day. It gives me confidence when facing new challenges. It helps me stay humble even when I know I'm right about something. And most importantly, it keeps my morals high and my intellect sharp. So, if you're ever feeling unsure about something, maybe take a page from the Nebraska playbook. Think things through carefully, rely on your values, and trust that with the right mindset, you can find the answers you're looking for. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed hearing about the Nebraska know-it-all mindset and how it shapes a person's view of the world, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Drop a comment below and let me know. Are you from Nebraska, or do you have a similar mindset from where you grew up? I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, sometimes the best wisdom comes from the heartland.